Hello everyone, it's Dawn here and welcome back. Well, today we're going to do another watercolour painting and we're going to do a tree which for some seems to be a bit of a problem. We're going to do a weeping willow tree and I'm going to do two separate trees. They'll both be willow trees, but I'm going to do them with two separate brushes. But before we do anything about the foliage, because it's the foliage on willow trees that seems to be causing the most problems with some people, so I'm going to see if I can show you a couple of ways that might make it a bit easier for you. So we're going to start off, I'll show you my, for those who haven't seen it, this is my little tray of paints. They're not pans, they're watercolours that I've just squeezed into pans. And I've got a moist brush here. I'm going to take a round brush and I'm going to dip into my brown, just a mid-tone brown will do. And we're just going to dip in here like that with a damp brush. And we're going to swish it around on the palette, just like that. I've already put some out, but we pick up a bit more. And all we're going to do for these two trunks, you're not going to see much of the tree trunk, so we're not going to worry about it too much. We're going to put one, I've just put a bit of a background so that we're not painting onto white paper, because that's a bit boring. So we're going to put one tree trunk there, that's all you're going to see of it. And I think we'll put another one over there, just because we need a bit of room for the foliage. And that's all you're going to see of the tree trunk. In fact, by the time we're finished, you might not even see that. So we'll see how it goes. Now I'm going to start off with my fan brush. Now this is a soft fan brush rather than a fan stippler. And I'm going to use a fairly, not very dark, but a fairly dark. I'm going to bring my palette in. And I'm going to start off with a yellow ochre. I've already moistened my brush. Now with fan brushes, a bit of a tip, especially these thick ones, don't put too much water on them. Don't have them too wet, so just moist. And I'm going to pick up some yellow ochre and pop it into my mix there. And then I'm going to, with the other side, so that I don't get it into my, so that I don't mix the two colours, I'm going to mix up a bit of sap green, put that down, and mix that up into there like that. Oh, that's a nice colour. Wonderful. Now, we're going to coat the brush like that, quite solidly. And I think we'll start with this one, and what we're going to do it in streaks. So I'm going to go slightly above, or quite a bit above actually, the trunk, and we're just going to do that. If it streaks down like that, don't worry if this other colour comes on, that'll be fine, we'll mix that up in a minute. And then start again, and just come down like that. So you're using the shape of the brush to create the shape of the tree. And we can make it a little bit taller if you want to. If you think, oh, I haven't done that tall enough, don't worry, just go back. And these bits here, just mix them in, and you have your weeping willow tree. And if you just want some feathery bits at the end, just bring them down like that. Now my brush is starting to dry out a bit, but that's how we do the general shape of a weeping willow tree. Wash our brush out. Now, if you don't want to do it with a fan brush, because I know some people find it a bit difficult or just don't want to use a fan brush, that's no problem. We will use an ordinary flat brush. And again, well, that's a bit too moist actually. We've got it moist, and we do need to pick up the brush or the paint with our brush. And again, we're just going to pick up a little yellow ochre, pop it onto our tray, pick up a bit of sap green, that'll do I think, pop that down there, mix that onto our palette, coat the brush well with our paint, and what we're going to do, again, start at the top of the tree and just gently stroke down. So you actually might find that easier. So just gently stroke down like that. You can even let it overlap the other tree if you want to. So just build up that shape, bring it down to here until you're happy with it. And if you wanted it a little bit streaky, just have the brush a bit drier, but I quite like my trees quite full, my willow trees. So there we go, a very simple weeping willow tree. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed that and that it's helped you to paint your weeping willow trees. And when you come back next time, we'll be doing another subject with our watercolour paints. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, I do appreciate it. Stay safe, have fun with your paintings, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.